Welcome to Lesson 5.5, Heat Transfer and Technologies. Information about this topic can be found in your Science Connect 1 textbook on pages 98 through 101. Over the years, we have developed many technologies to either help or prevent the transfer of heat. Cooking is one area where heat transfer is very important. Obviously, we want to be able to get the heat into the food that we want to increase the temperature of. So if I'm cooking something on the stove, the materials that I'm using in my pot or my pan are very important. I want the material that I select for the actual pot itself to be a good conductor, something that allows easy transfer of heat from the stove element to whatever I'm cooking. On the other hand, I don't want that heat in the handle because I don't want to burn myself as I go to take the pot off the stove. So the material that we select for the handle should be an insulator, something that doesn't conduct heat very well. Another example from cooking is the development of convection ovens. Convection ovens help to circulate warm air and cool air to maintain an even cooking temperature, which reduces the amount of time that it needs to cook something. We also use heat transfer technologies in combustion engines, such as in our cars. If we didn't have a way to get the heat from the combustion engine away, we would have engines overheating, and that would not be good for our cars. So what we use is a liquid called coolant. The heat is conducted from the engine to the coolant, and then the coolant is pumped away from the engine to the radiator of our vehicle. In the radiator, air is allowed to flow in, and the coolant transfers the heat energy to the air. And then that cooler coolant returns back to the engine and starts the cycle over again. So this liquid helps to transfer energy away from our engine, keeping it at a cool temperature and allowing it to function and continue to run over a long period of time. Refrigerators are also a technology that uses heat transfer. And similar to our radiator in our car engine, a fridge wants to stay cool. So what happens is when we put food in our fridge, the heat from our food transfers to the cooler air. The air then heats up the coolant in the refrigerator. The coolant evaporates as it gets warmer and it gets pumped into the compressor. The pressure in the compressor changes it back to a liquid form. And the coil at the back of our fridge allows the coolant to release that heat into the air surrounding the fridge on the outside, keeping the air on the inside nice and cool. That's why if you go to the back of your refrigerator, it will often feel warmer because that's all the coolant releasing that nice warm air. If you want to learn more about these technologies or have more practice, please see your Science Connect textbook, pages 101, questions 1, 2, and 3.